friends. Welcome to this week's MKids Bible Adventures.
Hello, kids.
Hello.
Welcome to another Bible adventure. I have some new friends here with me, and they're going to tell us their names and how old they are, and they'll tell us a bit about themselves. We'll start with Wanzi. Do you want to introduce yourself, Wanzi?
My name is Wanzipila Mutambo. I am 9 years old in grade 4 and I go to Mary Queen of Peace.
Fantastic. Thank you, Wanzi. And my next friend?
My name is Gladys Mutendele Chimanza and I am 6 years old and I am in grade 1 and I go to Roma Parish Academy.
Do you like your school?
Yes.
Awesome. My next friend, introduce yourself, please.
Hello, my name is Mapalo Emmanuel Wansa, but my friends call me Maps and most of my family members call me Map and call me Palo. And I go to Roma Parish Academy also, and I'm in grade 7.
Fantastic. Do you like being in grade 7?
It's okay.
It's okay. Do you guys like stories?
Yes.
Are you ready for our story?
Yes.
Awesome. Let's get right into it. So, last story we read before you guys came along, we read about Dinah. Today, we're going to read about Miriam. So, pay attention. We'll get right into it. In all her life, Miriam had never been so angry with her younger brother Moses. And she was an old woman now, deserving of respect. After all she had done for him, Moses was going to get married to a Cushite woman from Africa. How could he do this to her? She had been quietly upset when he had married Zipporah, who was a foreign woman from Midian. Now she was not going to keep silent. If it were not for Miriam, Moses would not even be alive. Hadn't she been the one to watch over him as he floated down the Nile River in that basket? And when Pharaoh's daughter had found him, who had been the one to come out of hiding? Who had told the Egyptian princess that she would need a woman to nurse the baby? Who had said she knew a woman who could do that? She had. Because Miriam had been so brave, Pharaoh's daughter had even paid their mother to take care of Moses. Oh, Miriam sounds angry, doesn't she?
Yes.
When Moses had come back to Egypt after 40 years of hiding in Midian because he had murdered an Egyptian who had welcomed him, Miriam had, who had encouraged everyone to listen to everything her brothers said. She had. And who had led the women in playing tambourines and singing songs of praise after Moses had led all the people across the Red Sea? She had. Do you know what tambourines are?
No.
Okay, they're musical instruments. Okay? So you know what drums are, right?
Yes.
That's an instrument. So tambourine is also an instrument. Not like a drum, but it's an instrument that makes music.
Is it like a maracas?
I have no idea what a maracas is, baby. Okay, so can we read on? Moses was an old man now. She was not going to watch her brother make a fool of himself and her. She was as much a leader among the people as Moses was. Miriam went to her other brother Aaron. She knew better than to talk about her feelings. He might think she was jealous and not listen to her. She knew how to make him do what she wanted. Moses is in love with that young Cushite. We must think of the law. We must think of the people. The woman is not one of our people, Aaron. It doesn't matter if she believes in God. She's a foreigner from Africa. A foreigner. It's a sin for Moses to marry her, and we must speak out against it. Besides, you are his older brother. You are the one who should lead the people. Does that sound like a good conversation?
No.
Not at all.
Seems like she's trying to set him up.
Yeah, to get him to just join her to do naughty stuff. So we read on. Soon, both Miriam and Aaron were saying bad things about their brother. Things like, Moses isn't the only leader. We're good leaders too. We can tell everyone what God has said, just as Moses does. They sound jealous. Yes, Wanzi?
Do they sound
sound like they could do something really nasty, hey? I agree with you. So let's listen on. Let's find out what they do. People overheard them speaking. It did not take long before the entire camp buzzed with gossip. The Lord called for Moses, Miriam, and Aaron to appear before him. Miriam was certain the Lord could take her side. Hadn't she been a good helper for God from the time she was a little girl? He would know she was a better leader than her younger brother. But the Lord was furious. Who are you to say bad things about the man I have chosen to lead Israel? Miriam couldn't believe God's words. And now, what was happening? Her body felt strange to her. When she looked at Aaron, she saw the fear on his face. Your skin is covered with white spots, he said. You have leprosy. She looked at her hands and cried. She was going to die of a terrible disease. Yes, Mapalo?
What is leprosy?
Leprosy is a skin disease. It's you get stuff all over your skin, and then you lose your fingers, and sometimes people have actually lost entire limbs because of leprosy. It's a very bad disease. But there's a cure now. Back then, there was no cure. Did you have a question, Wanzi?
I wanted to ask
The same question. Okay. So we're good?
Yeah.
All right. Where did we end? She looked at her hands and cried. She was going to die of a terrible disease. Aaron fell to his knees and cried out to his brother, "Oh my Lord, please don't punish us for our sin. We should not have spoken against you, Moses. Please make our sister well." Moses prayed for Miriam. He begged God to heal her. You have a question, Gladys? There is only one sister. Miriam is their sister, and the two brothers are Aaron and Moses. Okay. So imagine praying for someone who's been nasty to you. That was really nice of Moses, don't you think? Okay. The Lord did heal her, but he told her she must live outside the camp for 7 days. She did a lot of thinking during that time. Before the 7 days were up, she knew how wrong she had been. When Miriam came back to the camp, she went straight to Moses and his wife. "I was wrong to say bad things about you. I am very sorry." Moses and the Cushite woman forgave her, and both were happy to call her their sister again. Miriam never spoke another word against Moses. The end. Imagine that. Would you do like Miriam did? Would you go and incite somebody?
No.
No. Why?
Because it's nasty.
It is. I think it is.
And it's like insulting a person.
And also, God had chosen Moses to be their leader. So we shouldn't talk against people that God has chosen to be leaders, okay? That is a lesson that the story is teaching us. So I'm going to tell you some interesting facts. Do you want to hear them?
Yes.
Okay. In Bible times, there was no cure for leprosy. White spots went down deep into the skin. Fingers and toes would fall off because nerves were damaged and people would not feel those parts of their bodies. So, the people with leprosy would often bump their hands and feet or burn them. Some forms of leprosy are still around today in places like India and Africa. But now there is medicine for it. Isn't that great?
Yes.
And then Cushites, you heard about the lady that Moses wanted to marry. We heard that she's a Cushite, so we're going to learn some interesting facts about Cushites. They were from the family of Cush. And Cush was the son of Ham and the grandson of Noah. Do we know about Noah in the Bible?
Yes.
Okay. They lived in Ethiopia, a country in Africa. It is almost twice the size of the state of Texas. And more than 80 languages are spoken there. Okay. So, what lesson have we learned from today's story, guys? Wow, I've got hands going up everywhere. Okay, we'll start with onesie.
That you shouldn't insult people, the God who has chosen them. Because it's like you're insulting God.
Yeah, it's like you're questioning God. Yeah, you're right. You are very right. That is?
It's like someone who hasn't done but insulting them.
Just because you feel they've done something wrong. Is insulting people good?
No.
That's not a good thing at all. Mapalo?
I heard that being rude gets a punishment.
It gets a punishment. You are so right. So are you guys going to be rude?
No.
You don't want to get punished, huh?
Yes.
But more importantly, you just want to do what God wants you to do, right? You want to do the right thing, not because you're scared of the punishment. You just want to do the right thing. Yeah? Who else in the Bible do we know just did the right thing? Jesus. Jesus just did the right thing. He was obedient, and we should be obedient too. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So, some things to pray about, even when you leave here. You can pray that God will show you how to respect the leaders He has given you. Who are the leaders in your life? Can you tell me at least one leader? Miss Mapalo?
Our parents.
Fantastic. Our parents, and we must respect them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, Gladys.
Our aunties and cousins.
Okay, I guess it depends really on your cousins. Depends on what they're doing. Usually your cousins are just your cousins, unless they're in a position of leadership, okay? All right? Okay. Maybe if your cousin is a class monitor, then that would be your leader, okay? Because class monitors are leaders too.
How is that so? You're not in the class.
In which class?
As in, you're not in their class if you're in a younger grade than them.
So they're not your leader if you're not in their class. Okay. So if you're in that class, your class monitor, the class monitor of that class would be your leader. Okay? Is that clear?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Alrighty. We have come to the end of today's story. I'm sorry, but you can tune in next time when we read another story, another adventurous story. There's plenty of stories. And to the kids at home, if you enjoyed our story, you are welcome to visit the Miracle Life Family Church bookshop to read more of these stories and other storybooks that are in there about the Bible. Shall we say goodbye to the kids at home?
Bye.
Bye-bye. See you next time.